I always like to ask for recommendations, like, hey, I like tequila or I like vodka. What would you recommend? And then they kind of give you a little bit of a synopsis of what they think is great. I'm like, okay, surprise me.
Because at the end of the day, we want you to like it. We want you to order more of it.
Exactly.
Like, we don't want you to have one drink, not be happy, and then leave and go somewhere else. We want to be able to break through that barrier, have a conversation, and then get you where you want to go. So.
A well-made drink is not pretentious. It's put in front of someone, they love it, they drink it, and you don't have to think too hard about it.
I'm not a guy who regularly drinks cocktails. Nothing against them, they're just not my drink of choice. That being said, I'm hosting a show about drinking culture, so to ignore the modern cocktail bar, that would be just wrong. I'm an honest dude though. I'm admittedly uneducated about the world of cocktails, so I had to ask around about where we should go to experience a cocktail bar of today. And almost everyone I asked mentioned this place, Ordinary in New Haven, Connecticut. Ordinary has been racking up awards for their cocktails since they opened. Ordinary's cocktails pay homage to the drinks of yesteryear, while putting a modern spin on them that fits the 21st century drinker. So I'm excited to have a night hanging out in a corner of drinking culture that I don't dive into all that often. But let's be honest, who wants to drink alone? I sure don't, so I'm bringing a friend. This is Erin Brady. She's a Connecticut native, and in 2013, she was Miss USA. Yeah, Miss USA, like the whole country. Erin joined me for the night to hang out at Ordinary, have a few cocktails, and, enjoy ourselves.
So are you a cocktail person?
Absolutely.
I will drink cocktails if they're handed to me, but I'm not someone who will seek out a cocktail bar. That's why I was really interested in coming here. It's like when I ordered my drink, I was like, dealer's choice, whatever you think is best, I want to try. What do you look for in a cocktail?
I like the authenticity, something very unique and exotic. I'm a tequila girl myself. I love spice, but I also love very cool ingredients.
Let's say you're on a date.
Yeah.
And you go with a guy to a cocktail bar. Is there a red flag cocktail?
Red flag cocktail.
Like if he walks in and he orders like a Shirley Temple, are you like, oh no, we're done with that?
Yeah, no, I need something with a little bit of some substance.
Some substance.
Yeah, like bourbon or whiskey. To me, they've done their homework. They enjoy a good classic cocktail.
And you traveling all over the place, what do you think the modern cocktail customer is?
It's a lot of millennials. It's like people that want something different than your basic college dive bar. They want the hole in the wall that's got that little bit of grunginess to it. It's kind of like the secret place, it's not too cool, but it's super cool because it's not too cool. I just think people are really excited about embracing something different and something new, and people are more adventurous as far as what they want to try and what they want to talk about. I mean, I love going into places and really loving it and vibing there, and then being able to be like, oh my God, you need to go to this place. It is so cool. It's got A, B, C, and D. The drinks are great. The food's great. You're gonna love it. You gotta go.
When I was younger and I had no money and I was just looking to drink, the last thing I thought of was, I want to find a place that's really trendy or really hip. My thought was, what is the closest package store that has natty ice? What is the closest package store that has something that can get me drunk? And where is the guy, if I needed it, with the fake ID to get it for me?
Right.
It seems like the younger generation, the people who are the millennials, the 21 to 25, 26-year-olds, are embracing places like this. And it's really interesting to me to see that shift.
Yeah, I think the cool thing is people are really embracing food and drink and pairing. I know for me, I grew up in the restaurant industry, and at a young age, from 19 to 21, I grew up, learning about wine and learning about drinks and food, and I think people are just appreciating it more, and it's cool to find things that are different.
So what were you expecting tonight? Because I know you haven't been here before.
I've never been here.
And I know we had talked about it being a cocktail place.
Yeah.
So what popped in your mind immediately? What did you think you were going to walk into tonight?
I kind of think this is exactly what I was expecting. Very cozy, different intimate groups of people, business people, college students. Us.
Well, thank you for coming out. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. This has been so nice.
So who's coming to cocktail bars? Is it an older crowd, a younger crowd? Are they people who know exactly what they like? Or are they people who need a little guidance when placing a drink order? I think the best way to learn about the modern cocktail drinker is to talk to the people who know the drinkers best. And of course, those are the folks behind the bar, like this guy. This is David Blomberg, and he is a talented bartender, a crazy talented bartender. He's been tending bar for close to a decade, and at a spot like Ordinary, he is a guiding light to many customers who aren't used to navigating a menu filled to the brim with unique and different cocktails.
So have you always primarily worked in like the cocktail crowd?
You know, I thought I had until I came here. I've been doing this a long, long time, and until I got here, I really didn't know how little I knew. We concentrate on technique here, we concentrate on hospitality, customer service, and the product. You know, the end result is only as good as the understanding of the ingredients that went into it. Without that understanding, you're just throwing a gin and a sweet and a sour together, making a gin sour, but how strong was that gin? How delicate was that sour? Was it sweeter than others? Was it sour than others? So learning to kind of figure all those little things out and then put it into action is the difference between like working here and working anywhere else that I've worked.
How much education are you doing on your end to make sure they're getting a liquid in their glass that they actually like?
When they come in they don't really know what direction to go. They don't really know what direction to go, whether they want to go stirred, spirit forward, or shaken, something more bubbly and summery and fresh. That's the first question we ask. Do you want boozy, or do you want long, tall, fun, drink all day kind of thing? And from that, we can glean what kind of mood they're in, what kind of drinker they are, what kind of direction their night is going to take. If they come in and they're like, Manhattan me, right now I know that I can start off with something like a perfect Manhattan, a little bit like a regular Manhattan, back it up a little bit, maybe a little dry vermouth instead of the full sweet. And then from that, go on to a bolder, richer, darker, more boozy thing as the night goes on.
So you're more interested in what the reason they're coming out for is, as opposed to what their flavor profile is.
Because at that point, you could frame their entire night. You know how many drinks that person's going to have. 250-pound guy is going to have 4 drinks, then he's going to get loud. He's going to have 6, and his friends are going to shut him off. If you come in and you're having a bee's knees, you're going to have 2 or 3 of those, maybe a couple stirred drinks, and then call it a night. There's like a pattern to it that emerges that you kind of have to be like back here and watching it happen.
So what is this? A punch bowl filled with alcohol? That seems like a wonderful idea. So who are these folks at the table with Erin and I? Well, this guy is Tom Sobocinski, and this guy is Tim Cabral. They're 2 of the owners of Ordinary. These guys had a very specific image in mind when they opened this place. They knew the vibe they wanted, they knew the type of customer service they wanted to provide, and, most importantly, they knew the drinks they wanted to serve. They've got their finger on the pulse of the modern cocktail drinker, and if you ever wanted 2 people who can give you a little insight into this corner of drinking culture, they're the ones to pick.
Cheers.
What were you looking for when you got this space?
We really weren't looking for a bar. This bar found us. Just the historical importance of it, the woodwork, the setting. Seeing this space vacant for 2 years, we couldn't let it go to waste. So we had to jump on this opportunity to bring this bar back to its glory. And Tim does that with the cocktails he makes.
We're all from here, and we wanted to make sure like it was brought back the respect that it once had. This corner has been a bar since the 1600s. This space has been here since the early 1900s. In the early 80s, it was a very iconic bar for New Haven called Richter's. Over the years, it kind of changed, and then it was closed for a few years. So we wanted to make sure that like the life of the place came back, and that what it once was shown respect again.
It's a very lively atmosphere, and it's very interesting to me because when I think cocktail bars, I kind of think a little more relaxed. But you have a relaxed atmosphere, but people are still being social, and they're still, very chill. Is that a norm for the cocktail crowd in general? Is that something that you've seen kind of evolve over the last 3 years since you've been here?
We try to keep it fun, have a good time, have a relaxed atmosphere, but also educate our customers about what we're doing, why we're doing it, and overall why we're here. I mean, for us, it's about showcasing this space, showcasing, local, smaller spirits, craft beer, harder to find, more interesting wines, all that stuff, and just having a good time doing it.
So what's the New Haven cocktail community like compared to other areas that you've been in? Because you guys have both been in the restaurant business for a long time.
Right now, I would say that New Haven, we do have a pretty good scene. There's a lot of people that are excited about cocktails, and that also makes it really fun because our clientele can come see what we're doing. It may be a little bit different, but they can also go and get a different experience and try a few things out, and that definitely is fun. You can come down here to this one block and basically hit 4 or 5 places.
What did you like tonight? Like, what was your experience coming in here? First time here.
I like the ambiance. I kind of like that I came in and it started off a little quiet, and then little by little, like, it's just revving up, and I like it's very eclectic. I think everybody comes in here, whether it's a first date or whether it's a group of friends, and it's laid back. I felt very comfortable from the moment I walked in.
One of my favorite things that everyone's ever said about us is we're like kind of the island of misfit toys, which is our staff. It starts with that, and then our clientele is the same way. Like, we don't gear ourselves towards one clientele. We're not just a ale bar, we're not a local bar, we're not a dive bar. We're a bar that caters to everybody that wants to be a part of what we do. We always are ever changing, we're always being something different, because we're never as good as we can be. We could always be better, we could always have more fun, and that's kind of where we live. Like, we never appears we're ever gonna be.
Thank you guys for having us out tonight.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Cheers.
Thank you for coming.
Cheers, thank you.
We
We got a lot of punch bowl left.
Punch bowl.
We'll finish the punch bowl. That's good.
Tonight was fun. I mean, what's there not to like? Hanging out with friends, having a few drinks. I came into tonight not really knowledgeable about cocktails. It's never really been my scene. But I left tonight feeling different. I left tonight really liking this scene and the people involved in it. I also left tonight with a crazy respect for the art of the cocktail. Any man with 2 hands can pull a tap and fill a pint glass with Bud Light, but to be able to do classic and modern cocktails correctly, that is a skill. I left tonight with a respect for those people who are keeping the tradition of the cocktail bar alive. They pay homage to a style of drink that's been around since the 19th century, and they do it in a way that still feels new and unique. Am I going to become the kind of guy who regularly orders up Manhattans or an old-fashioned? Probably not. But I'm definitely not the kind of guy who would ever turn down an invite to hang out at a place like this. Because if you can't have fun hanging out at a place like this, well, I don't want to be your friend.